Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have my good friend Stesha from Little Moments Travel. Stesha, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, and I hear congratulations are in order because you just graduated. Careers on vacation. Are you so
Yeah.
excited?
I'm so excited.
All the party vibes happening over here. I'm
Mhm.
gonna switch it back here
Yeah.
real quick. Um, so I want to start by asking you. I love doing these like update success stories, all that good stuff, especially with recent graduates, so people get a feel and idea of the type of results we get for people, and also like how much work you do in that 12-week period. So let me start by asking, where were you before taking careers on vacation, and where is your business now?
Before careers on vacation, it was not even a thought. I I mean, so quick story. So I used to do teach English online to Chinese kids before all the pandemic and everything. And then pandemic hit and that just didn't work out. So I was looking for something new to do. And my husband came across your videos actually. And yeah, and one of our dreams is always to travel. And he was like, why don't you try this and be a travel agent? And I'm like, and it felt right.
Yeah,
I was just, everything just aligned where I was like, this is it.
I
This is
love
what,
that.
yeah, this is what was my next thing.
So many
Yeah.
people, I feel like, during the pandemic are like asking the big questions, like what do I want to
Mm-hmm.
do with my life, and like maybe I want to do something that I love or that like I'm passionate about. So I
Mm-hmm.
love, and I love that your husband knew you enough to go like, hey, maybe
Yeah.
peek over here. So
Yeah.
Stasha, share with everyone, where are you now, 12 after 12 weeks of taking a program that wasn't even a thought to change careers,
Yeah.
but where are you now?
I mean, I have a full-fledged business right now. I mean, you have no idea the amount of work that I put in like these 12 weeks. And I'm open for business. I mean, I can literally I'm making money.
I love it. That's amazing. What do you feel like have been your biggest wins or celebrations since taking the program?
I mean, I think my biggest win is just the perseverance and just I mean, okay. For me, I like to, if something's really difficult, I like to ask around and just try and take easy way out almost. Whereas this, I had to really buckle down and be like, no, I'm going to get this done. And I think that was my biggest win of I did this. I created this business.
I love it. Yeah, just that feeling of like ownership and like especially owning a business for the first time. It can feel overwhelming if you don't have like that step by step, or like we have private coaches that
Exactly.
help you in the program. Like make sure you're progressing at the level you should, because by the end we want everyone to be in that position where they're either already launched or launched their business, which you are. So that is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit. I know one of the things that's really unique about our program is we integrate mindset as a cornerstone in our program. Talk to me about how the mindset work impacted you either in your life or business as you went through the program.
Yeah. It definitely helped in the business aspect for sure. I mean, kind of like what I mentioned before, I was doing a lot of this on my own. And I had to really remind myself with this mindset that to push through basically and to, know that I am capable of doing all the things that I did do.
I
And I
love
mean,
it.
mindset, I think, helped a lot with that.
Yeah, and I love that you referenced your old mindset earlier. Like, let me find the
Mhm.
easier way. Let me figure out. Let me try to DIY or do these different things. And
Yeah.
it's more of a no. You are deserving. You are worthy. You are capable. And just walking
Exactly.
you through the steps and those pieces and having that shift in
Mhm.
almost like the what I would call like not owning a business kind of mindset versus when you own a business, you have to adopt a bigger
Yeah.
vision for your life, a bigger vision for your business. And that can be super scary to play it
Yeah.
big when you've been like, let me do little pieces. And then all of a sudden you're taking these giant leaps off cliffs going, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and all the things. Which is why we have
Exactly.
mindset in there, right? It's
Mhm.
so key as you grow as a leader. Even
It
I
really
still work
was.
on mindset, and I've been doing this stuff for 30 years, right? So I
Yeah.
love that. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, and that was the biggest thing too, was seeing the big difference, making those big leaps and but envisioning what I could have and what I can do
yeah.
with this. And that was, I think, like, especially at the beginning when I decided to do it, I was like, I could see it. I could see what I wanted to do. So that was like the biggest determining factor too, was like, that's what I want.
Yep. Which, by the way, guys, is module one. Like, we get you
Yeah.
clear on like what is your real life's like plan. What do you want it to look like, taste like, feel like? Because you have to be, clarity is power, right? Like when you know what you're working towards, that's why we do it first thing in the program is let's get crystal clear on exactly what you want, set those goals out, have it in a place where it makes sense, and that you can reference it daily. So when you have the hard days, because there are going to be hard days, this isn't a program where we do everything for you. We teach you what you need to do, but as Stesha can attest to, you have to actually do the work. So on the hard days, you're remembering, oh, that's what I'm working towards. Oh, that's what I'm working towards. So that's why I'm doing the things maybe that other people won't step up and do, so I can have a life that other people can't have because I'm willing to do that work. So kudos to you for leaning into that part of the program, because I really do feel like it makes a big difference for sure. Take me back to the beginning of your journey. I always like to ask this question because a lot of people that watch these videos, they're thinking about joining Careers on Vacation, or they're like, "Oh, is this, who's this lady on the internet that has all these videos?" Right? Some people, I had one the other day, your classmates actually, husband and wife couple, and they said, we watched like 200 of your videos before we got started, just like all of the things. Some people watch like 200 videos, some people watch one and then they make the call, right? But walk me back to that place when your husband said, "Hey, check out this crazy lady I found on the internet." What was the process for you to start working with us? Was there anything you had to overcome, or what was that journey like for you to make the decision that Careers on Vacation was going to be the perfect fit for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, that was a whirlwind time for me too, because it was a really big leap for at least me and my husband, because we're very a 200 watch video before we make decisions.
I love
But
it.
with you, I think we watched like 5, and then we took your beginner masterclass thing, and then we were
the
like,
free masterclass. Yep.
yeah, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna do this.
I
Like,
love it.
it was
That's so
the
good.
best decision we ever made, and you have no idea the high I was on. I was like, oh,
Yeah, it's so exciting when you finally make that decision. And I tell people, like, yeah, you're making a big decision right now and it feels scary until you make the decision, and then it gets to the, you feel, you're like, okay, I did it, we're gonna move forward and we're gonna do that. So I love that. I'm glad it only took a few videos. I will say the feedback we get the most from people who watch us for like a year or 2 years are like, "Oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner?" I hear that.
And that's what I love. I'm glad I did it now. And that's what's like, I have my young kids at home, and I'm just like, I can look back and I'm just like, I'm glad I'm doing this now so that I can, because my biggest thing was also to be home, to be the mom that I need to be.
Oh,
and
to be the mom you need to be. I love that. That's honestly, that's why I do what I do. I like, yes, we're going to teach how to be a travel agent. Yes, we're going to teach you how to have a travel business. But why I do what I do, it's empowering women and men to have the life that you want. And for me, it changed the game when I left corporate. I made that conscious decision to leave corporate and become an entrepreneur. But you know what? Even on the hard days, I never missed a ballet recital. I never missed a soccer match. We pick up our kids. We drop them off every day. We pick them up every day. It's like we never miss any time with our kids. And now your kids are young. Your kids are like what mine were when we started.
Yeah.
But I have a almost 16-year-old and I have 2 12-year-olds. And it's like I can see they're just leaving so quickly. And I'm so glad that we took that risk and took that jump at the point where you are right now, right? Where you're like, I'm going to commit to family first and building my business around the important things in life. So that's the number one thing for the video today. I love that, because that's really why I do what I do, because when someone shares that story with me, like that fulfillment wise for me as a coach and a mentor, it's like, you know what, Stesha's going to get to be there for all of the things. She's going to get to be the mom she wants to be. And what people don't get is like they think they have to choose one or the other. But the reality is, if you do it right and you get the help that you need, then you can build a very viable, successful business around family first. And I think that, my family is a good case study for that. And we have so many case studies out of the program. But like when COVID was going on, we just picked up and went to Florida for a month or two, right? We're going to go to Florida because the kids were virtual schooling. We were able to work from wherever we want and all of the things. And like, it's such a game changer for how, like, my parents' generation, probably your parents' generation, where it's like, you work hard for 30 years for the same company and then you retire and then you enjoy life. Like, why though? Yeah. Why not do those pieces now? I love that.
Exactly. And that was also our biggest thing, is our biggest dream is to take our kids traveling, is to go Yeah,
And
go
you're
see the world. And that's when like just everything just aligned in that
I
aspect where we're
love
like,
that.
we
And
can
you're on the
do.
doorstep of that. Yeah, my kids are so funny because we did do that when they were young. We actually homeschooled for a few years when they were in their really young
Oh,
years.
really?
And we would go. We're like, oh, we're studying this. Let's go here. We would go to the
Mhm.
place they were studying. And it was just like, my kids think that that's normal. And like, they've seen the
Yeah.
world. And now they wanted to go back to school so they could make friends and all the things, which has been
Yeah.
great. But like, I'm like, you guys don't understand the rich education you've had, like when you study
Mhm.
Congress and you go to Washington D.C. and you study, things about California, and you go to California and you see those things. We went to New Orleans when we were, learning about slavery, and we went to the plantation tour, which was like horrifying. But the point being, it's like they need to know. Like
Mhm.
we had a bigger presence in our children's education, and they got
Mhm.
to see things in the real world, not just in a textbook. So I love that you're going to be doing that with
Yeah.
your kids. That's
I
so
am. My
amazing.
so my oldest, she's actually in a Chinese immersion program. And
Oh,
that's
I
again
love that.
another reason we push this because we're like,
Yeah.
where are we gonna
That's
practice
so
Chinese?
cool.
In
Yeah,
China.
and my daughter, she's kind of same thing, but Spanish immersion. And when we
Yeah.
go places, I'm like looking at her like, "Can you translate?" We live in Texas, so like it's like you have to know Spanish here. We have so many good friends and people that you interact with, and it's just so fun because she's like, "Oh, this is what they said." She's like our little mini translator. So, and I can't wait to like take her to Spain. We haven't done that one yet. I think that's
Mhm.
gonna be really fun. So,
Yeah.
last question I have for you. What would you tell that person that is in the place where you were just 12 weeks ago, where you're like, I want to work from home. I want something that can be a viable business. And they have an instinct that careers on vacation. They're kind of on the fence about it. They're not sure if they should move forward. What would you say
Mhm.
to that person who's on the fence about getting started with us?
I mean, it's something to work towards, I think. I mean, we were lucky we had everything ready and to get to do it.
Yeah.
But if you're not like financially prepared, work to get to it.
Yeah.
I mean, get to it. That's all. I'm just so glad that things worked out the way they did for me. But I honestly, if I didn't have this program, I would have been so lost. I would have quit
Mm,
so long ago.
yeah. I
I
always
mean,
say it's the things that you don't know that get you in the most
Mhm.
trouble. And people
Exactly.
a lot of times assume, oh, it's just like booking my own vacations. Otherwise now because it is 12 weeks of packed content about how
Mhm.
to book vacations and what's important and what, from a liability perspective, how to reduce those things and all of those pieces.
Yeah.
It's a you have to that's the thing about today's environment too, especially post COVID. Like I think some of those people could have skated by before COVID, but as you
Mhm.
know, you're booking your first trips now. Things are more
Mhm.
complicated, so you need to know.
Exactly.
It's good to have that certification, right, where you feel like, okay, I have confidence. Cyndi told me where I need to go to look to find the information so I can
Exactly.
set this up properly. Because people and consumers are looking for that travel that travel agent who has a certification or has knowledge or knows what they're doing.
Mhm.
So kudos to you for
Exactly.
leaning in. I'm so excited to see what Little Moments Travel does in the year to come. And I can't wait. Mostly, I can't wait to see your pictures of you with your family, like out in the world. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
And guys, listen,
Yeah.
if you're out there and you're thinking about starting with careers on vacation, or you're like you came across this video
Mhm.
and you're like, I would love to work from home and build a business around my family. That sounds amazing. The first thing that you should do, like Stesha did, she took our free masterclass. I'll drop that link
Mhm.
down below in comments too. But if you know that you've always wanted to work and travel, you want to get started, the first thing that you want to do is just have a conversation with our team about your goals. If your goals align with what we can teach you, then we will invite you to join the program. And how you start that process is you just go to the link that's on the screen, careersonvacation.com/ready now. And it's just a discovery call with one of my enrollment counselors to understand where you're at, what your goals are, and if it's a match to work together. And if so, we'll kind of start the conversation from there. And Stesha, thanks again. I want to give you some more confetti. Hang on. I have all of the buttons. They know that she knows she's been in class. I have all of the
Yeah.
production buttons happening over here. But I want to say congratulations again
Thank you.
on the launch of your new successful business. I'm so excited for you. And you're not going too far. You're going over to the grad group. So we'll see you soon either way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye,
exactly.
guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
It's calling me. Oh.
guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.